But let's get to worst to first or first to worst in the NFL because it happens damn near every single
Yeah.
season in the National Football League. And this first one, this is a would you rather kind of situation, betting on these worst to first or first to worst occurrences. So this one is in the AFC East. Would you rather bet the Jets to win the division at plus 270 or bet the Bills to finish last place at 9-1? Which would you rather do?
I think I'd rather bet the Bills to go in fourth place, 9-1. I
Ooh.
mean, the odds are better. I don't think the Bills will be there, but I don't like 270 on the Jets to finish in first place in a really hard division. With I think Miami's going to be better defensively with Vic Fangio. I think that if Tua stays healthy, they still control the ball. I'm not in love with the Guru in terms of running it, but I think the numbers favor me to take Buffalo. Could something bad happen in Buffalo? For Buffalo to finish in fourth place, they're going to have some injuries. For the Jets to be in first place, they're going to have other teams have injuries. So the way I break it down, I would take Buffalo with the better odds at plus 900. Now, again, I don't want to get any people complaining to me. I like Buffalo's team, but you're asking me what
It's a question,
yes or
yes.
no. Yeah, it's a question.
We don't want to get the headline that says Lombardi says Buffalo will finish in last place in
Yeah.
2023. I'm with you, though. I think if you play the season out 9 times, there's got to be more than just one time that the Bills finish in last place because it's a good division. The Jets have a high upside with Rodgers at quarterback. If Tua stayed healthy for the Dolphins, they could be back in the playoffs. And New England, who we've talked about all offseason, underrated team, good on defense. They're better on offense this year than they were last year now with Bill O'Brien at OC, year 3 for Mac Jones. They could be a team that's a potential wild card team. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities to where if Buffalo went 8-9 or something like that, that could actually be in last place. So I think you have more outs on the Bills to finish last. So 9-1 would be my bet versus the plus 270 with JETS, Jets. All right. In the AFC North, would you rather bet the Browns to win the division at plus 380 or the Bengals to finish in last at plus 750?
Again, I like the Browns to win the division. I think I'm going to take the Browns at plus 380, only because it's now or never for the Browns, right? I mean, there's no excuses for them. I mean, there was no excuses for them to let Pittsburgh have more wins other than Mike Tomlin's a really good coach, right? So they've got the quarterback, they've got receivers, they've improved their defense. I think the Browns can win this division. Can the Bengals finish fourth? It would only be if Joe Burrow is not healthy. If Joe Burrow is not healthy, the Bengals will get a lottery pick. I mean, I just think that right there because they're not going to win. They're not going to win with Trevor Siemian at quarterback. Let's be clear. So that backup quarterback position on Cincinnati is really bad, and their young defense, especially in the secondary, it's going to be hard. Burrow, to me, if he doesn't stay healthy all year, you're talking about a team that could pick in the top 10 next year.
Yeah. Can you imagine them picking in the top 10 and what that would mean for their roster the next year? Jeez. But I think there's and this might sound crazy to Bills fans, but I don't think Josh Allen has to miss significant time for Buffalo to finish in last place. I think Burrow would have to miss significant time for Cincinnati to finish in last place. That's kind of how I
don't. No, because I mean, look, if he misses 4 or 5 games,
that's significant. That's 17 games. That's significant.
That division is so hard. Like, how are they going to? Their schedule, like Howard Eskin was talking about the strength of schedule. This Bengals schedule is hard. I mean, there's no look. They've started 5-4 the last 2 years, and they've been able to kind of muddle their way and play really well at the end of the year. I don't. To me, Burrow, they can't afford to lose Burrow for any extended period of time.
Yeah, no, that's the point I was making. I don't think they could.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was saying, I don't think they could survive it if they missed time like that with the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll go down to the NFC North. This one should be fun. Would you rather bet the Bears to win the division at 4-1 or the Vikings to finish in last at plus 360?
I think I take the Vikings at plus 360 because I don't know how lucky the Vikings can continue to be, right? I mean, I know Derek Stevens would never let Kevin O'Connell into the circle. There's just no chance.
He's
I mean,
banned.
Why would you? Why would you? The guy's lucky. The guy is unbelievable. And I say that with all due respect to Kevin. But I don't see the Bears being good enough on defense. Forget about the conversation towards the Justin Fields and their offense. I don't see the Bears being great on defense. I think the Bears, if they could get to 8 wins this year, would be a tremendous year for them. It would be tremendous. I think my biggest complaint is the expectations of the Bears are out of line.
Yeah. No, I agree with the expectations being out of line, and I guess I'm a part fault to that with my Justin Fields fanhood. Me and
with
Danny,
your jersey,
me and Danny O have been pushing the
MVP tickets.
we've been pushing pushing the point there on Justin Fields for the entire offseason, but I would rather bet the Bears at 4-1 than the Vikings, because I think that this division, there's a chance that it could just be the worst division in football, to where maybe 8-9 wins you the division, similar to what Tampa did in the NFC South last year. And I think they have an offense that is going to be good enough to get them to 7-8 wins, to where maybe another game kind of breaks your way and you can go ahead and steal this thing and win the division despite the defense being lackluster. So give me the Bears at 4-1.
I knew you'd be all over that. I knew that.
It's too juicy. The NFC South. Would you rather bet the Falcons to win the division at plus 215 or the Bucs to finish last at minus 110?
I'll take the Falcons at plus 215. I mean, how are the Bucs minus 110 and fourth, right? I mean, there's a good chance the Bucs could be fourth, right?
Yeah. Well,
that's why it's minus 110, right? So, yeah, I'll take the Falcons first at 215. I think this is upside down. I think anybody can win this. I think it could go anywhere at all.
I sometimes think that we're sleeping on New Orleans a little bit. Like, I know I've been on record not a fan of Dennis Allen, not a fan of Derek Carr, but they do have a lot of good players on that roster, and I think their defense as well is pretty solid. So as long as Lattimore can stay healthy on there, maybe we are sleeping on New Orleans. And also, I've been kind of scared a little bit by this Carolina O-line. It's starting to scare me.
Early. It's too early to be scared, Femi. Don't live in fear. It's too early to be scared. Look at it. They're going to play their starters this next week. I mean, that tells you something. They know it. Look, I'll say this. My son was there last year. That owner's involved. I mean, he listens to a lot of different things. I mean, Frank Wright isn't having an easy walk in the park after the first 2 weeks of There's going to be pressure put on him. Trust me on that.
Real quick. 20 seconds. Cardinals to win the division 25-1.
No chance.
Niners to finish last 16-1.
I would play the Niners the last 16. No, there's no chance. I mean that's it. I'm not playing either of those.
That's one that's just like, hey, I don't want any part. You're asking me if I want to drown or burn. I'm not playing it. Yeah, I don't see any of those scenarios happening there between the NFC West.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.